Designs, and I'm getting ready to do a pattern that I've done a couple times, but I just love it. I often carry it because it's the perfect size for everything I need, plus. And it's the Sew Yours pattern, the Martini crossover. I have one made. Let me show you. This one is all in a light blue and a blue polka dot. So this is it. You can see its size. Has a gusset, not hard. I don't know what she calls this. Let me see. She usually names what her patterns are, if they're intermediate or what. Intermediate. She calls it intermediate. And it probably is. But on this side, you have two slip pockets back here, perfect for a phone or a set of keys. On the front, you have two more pockets here and a large zipper pocket, which you could also put your phone or keys. It has an adjustable strap. It has an option to add two handles. I am gonna add the handles today. I've kind of gotten into the handle thing lately because I think sometimes you want to just grab your bag to go and you don't want to have to grab it by the crossbody strap. So, and then on the inside you have a recessed zipper closure and lots of room. So on this one there is two slip pockets and a zipper pocket on this other side, which is it's actually a pretty good size. Yeah, it's very big. So I like the lining, the exterior fabric on the inside a bit here. I love that. So anyway, the Martini crossover, that's what I'm going to be making today. I am going to use some vinyl and some cotton canvas that I got from Hawthorne Threads. So let me show you. This is the exterior pocket panel. There are two of these for the exterior and two linings. So this is what I'm using for the exterior. It's kind of a basket weave, pecan, gorgeous. I got this from My Punk Broderie. I think she still offers it. So I have two of those, no interfacing. I have two linings. So this is all my cotton canvas. All of the cotton canvas, with the exception of the zipper pockets, I've lined with woven fuse. So I have two of those. So that's the exterior pocket panel lining. Then I have the interior gusset, which is a huge long piece. Also has woven fuse. The lining panel bottoms, two of those, and they have woven fuse. The zipper closure for the top, I have 4 pieces. And I did line those with woven fuse as well, and then some zipper tab fabric. And then here are all my pocket linings. No interfacing on those. There is a bottom stabilizer in Decaville Heavy, which I am going to use. So I've just cut that out. I haven't attached that yet. And then the exterior gusset is in the pecan weave. This is gorgeous fabric, by the way. And then I have the, these are 2 handle anchors that go on the back. You'll see how it comes together. It's very, very nice. So I have 2 of those. I have my crossbody strap, which is just 4 inches by the width of the fabric, the vinyl, which is I think about 54. And then I have 2 handles and 2 handle connectors or strap connect. These are actually the crossbody strap connector, 2 of those. The exterior main panel, back and front, is out of the basket weave. So I have 2 of those, no interfacing. I have 2 exterior gusset ends out of the basket weave, no interfacing. And then this is what I was talking about, the inside the bag on the very top, you have the lining top. It's called the lining panel top, and I do it out of the vinyl. I just think it looks really good that way. And then for my hardware, I am using gold. I don't very often use gold, but I am going to today. I had just a cream gold zipper tape. I am using kind of a creamy 45 thread. I believe it's a 45, so I'm using that. I have 2 1-inch, all my hardware's going to be 1-inch, 2 1-inch swivel clasps, 2 1-inch D-rings, and these are just for the crossbody connectors on the sides, 1 slide adjuster, and then I have, using number 5 zipper tape, so I have 3 number 5 zipper pulls. I don't have very much gold hardware, so I'm going to look and see if I have any other gold zipper pulls. And then I am putting 5 purse feet on the bottom. I don't know that I did it on this one. No, I didn't put purse feet on the bottom of this one, but I am going to on the one I'm making today. So I have these dome purse feet. So I have 5 of those. They have little connectors. I don't know. And then I have this, I don't remember where I got it. I think I got it in some kit. It's a handmade gold tag, and it has a metal connector. I'm going to use that somewhere. And then 1 gold zipper end for the top closure. And I think that's it. This will probably be close to 2 hours just because there's a lot of pieces, although I have made it several times before. That's the only one bag I have left. But we'll see. It's probably going to be about 2 hours. So thanks for watching. Be sure to click subscribe, like, and comment. And also join my Facebook group. That'll be down in the description to join. And show me what you're making. I'd love to see what you're making. So let's get started. All right, I'm just going to start with doing all the prep work. I've already divided my handles in half and put some double-sided tape, and then these are my handle connectors, which I did the same. These are going to have raw edges. You're not going to see it because it's going to be on the inside. So, here's my D-rings. I very seldom. Oops, I'm gonna sew those first before I put the D-rings on. Hold on. So let me do the handles. I so very seldom use gold. You know, some people prefer it. And this pecan basket weave just really calls for the gold. So I'm glad I had some. Oh, goodness. It doesn't, the double-sided tape doesn't like me today. So I'm going to do all this on fast forward. I'm going to fold these in, and then I'm going to do the crossbody and stitch all those, and then I'll come back after I do this on fast forward. All right, so we are going to take, I'm looking for the pattern piece C. And we are putting the outside and the lining right sides together. And we're just gonna sew that, and then we'll clip the curve and do some top stitching. So go slow. There's two of them, so you do the same on both, the front and the back. Can you tell I oiled my machine? It purrs as much as an industrial machine can purr. All right, I'm going to trim them a little, just to reduce a little bit of the bulk. And then we'll turn them right side out. And since I'm using vinyl and cotton, I'll have to see if I can iron one side or not. I might not need to. We'll see. Let's see how it turns. And we're just top stitching around the top edge. And you know, unlike some bags, I don't mind if a little bit of the lining shows. I don't mind that. I don't think much of it is gonna show, but so there you go. So just do 1/8 of an inch top stitch there, and we'll do the other one. All right, so you take your piece B and the pockets that you just created, and we're adding those to the bottom. Make sure you're marking your centers on the top and the bottom before you do it. So we're doing that on both the front and the back, and we're gonna just baste those in place. Now, the one thing you might want to do, if you want to put your logo on one of these, I would do that now before you put it on here. You certainly can put it on here on one of the front or the back. One side is getting a zipper. So it's really completely up to you. I think I'm going to put it on the back just above my pocket. And the reason you don't want to put it here is because there's an overlay piece that goes there that you'll see eventually. I'll show you where I put it on my other one. Okay, so I'm just dividing these pockets. You certainly, if you wanted to, could leave it a full pocket. These are pretty good sized pockets, so I don't think it needs to have it left open. But you do you know. If I can get the double side, I cut my fingernails. They just got too long and now I can't get a hold of anything. So kind of crazy. And I'm just gonna put my tag in the middle and that's gonna end up being on the back. So on these lines, she suggests you do 2 lines and I am gonna do that. I'm gonna go up the chalk. I'm gonna go up one side and down the other. Of my chalk line. And I typically start at the bottom with something like that. Okay, so that's what you have on that one. And then I'll do the same thing. Oh, let me do mine. I'll do that off camera. I'll do this one and then I'll put my label on and get my zipper, our zipper pocket ready. Okay. I actually like the cream thread. All right, I'm gonna do my little label off camera and then I'll get our zipper pocket ready. All right, so take your zipper, one of your zipper panels, zipper pocket panels, and there's no letter to this. And mark your box just like she tells you in the pattern, 1 inch down, 1 inch in, and then do your box, your rectangle, and then measure down what she tells you in the pattern that is centered. and lay that there, and then sew your box. One more. This is not unlike, I mean, it's just like any other zipper that you're putting in. And we're going to cut that down the middle. And depending on your materials, you could just do, you could leave it raw edge if you wanted to. I could have probably done that with this, but I actually like this fabric peeking through. And then do your little triangle here. I'm trying to be really careful since this is an outside piece. Okay. Then we're going to push that to the back, and I'll go press this. I think I can press this one on the back. This is a kind of a fuzzy backed vinyl, so I think it'd be okay. Yeah, I'll go press it. All right, I went and ironed it, but I had to be really careful, and so I just did put a piece of double-sided tape on the top and the bottom. I try not to iron vinyl, and yeah. So here's my zipper, and I'm going to take the double-sided tape off the top, and I'll put the top on first, and then I'll put the bottom. And then we'll sew around the box before we pull up our zipper pocket. Let me stand up for this. So much easier to see. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to sew around the box. And your zipper pocket is down. And I will pull my threads to the back. Ooh, I had my stitch length on 2.5. All the way around your box. almost hit reverse. And I don't want to do that. Okay, tie those off. And then we'll finish our zipper pocket. And let me remind myself. Yeah, we don't do anything with this one. I was just making sure we don't use this for any future purpose. Okay, and then we'll do what we always do, is the front or the back, right side up, and then we'll turn it and go all the way around our zipper. Go over your zipper teeth a couple times. Same thing on this side, and then we'll go across the top. Pardon me. And then we'll cut off any excess with our zipper scissors. And you don't have to cut this top off. Most of the time it's very close to the top edge. This time it's not. But I just have a habit of doing it. You don't need to do that part. And then just a quick burn of my zipper tape. And there you have your pocket. Isn't that cute? And two huge front and back pockets. All right. Now we are going to make our, I think we're gonna make our slip pocket. So let me go get that, hold on. All right, the next step is actually to do your handle anchors. So we already did our handles. And FYI, I made my handles just an inch longer than what she calls for. I think if I remember correctly, they were a little short for me. I don't have any of those bags left. But I thought for me, I'd want it just a little. And an inch is not much. So do what works for you. And we're taking these handle anchors. I divided them half and I'm folding them in, and this will have a raw edge on the inside. They are larger than an inch. In fact, they're about 1.25 inches wide. These really help make things look good, especially if you choose to use a contrasting fabric. I'm not. But if you choose to do that, it would look really good. Man, I cut my nails just a little too thin. They're short. Ever since my nursing days, I can't handle long fingernails at all. Never had them when I was nursing, and now they kind of drive me crazy. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, let's just take this piece. And measuring down what she tells you to in the pattern from the top. Let me get this so I can see it. We are gonna place our anchor right there, and just make sure it's covering both sides. And if I remember, I put a piece of double-sided tape there, and this time I'm just going to use an 1/8 inch and put it on, put it on the very end, which means you're probably going to go over it with your top stitching. And the reason I tell you that is we need to put our handles in there and get them very well anchored. They're called handle anchors for a reason. Handle anchors for a reason. Okay. So let me just get my number here again. And now we're just gonna top stitch across the bottom. You know, the other thing she suggests is if you want, and this is where I had it on my last bag, putting your label on one of these before you put it on your bag. It's a great place for it, really. Now I'm just gonna top stitch along the bottom. We're not gonna top stitch the top. Sure my pockets are in line. I had forgotten this. If you're using vinyl or cork or something that's non-frame, she gives you pretty good directions in the pattern to do this as an open box. So just FYI. All right, now let's see where she wants this. Oh gosh, too much stuff here. Okay, yeah. It's all coming back to me. So right here where your dip begins is where we're gonna attach the side of our handle. So just right there. And I am gonna use just a little piece of double-sided tape, and I'm just gonna put it on the top. Doesn't really matter. But you want it to be able to stay where you put it. So get it down as far as you can. And do the same thing on the other side. Make sure your handle is not twisted. And again, right where the curve flattens out. This is sticking to me. It's funny. Okay. And then we're gonna just sew across the top to anchor those. And then we will, and she recommends this, and I'll make sure that I have some gold rivets. I'm pretty sure I do. We'll put some rivets in there. Just make it sure it stays straight. Very clever, Melissa. I don't know what to do. There we go. Okay, let me just make sure I have some rivets. I do. I need 4. These rivets I got from Cam Snaps. Yeah. Cam Snaps, I believe. All right, I'm just gonna find my little, and I dropped one already. Just gonna mark where I'm gonna put them. And you wanna put them down here in the middle. It'll end up going through all those layers. You can put more than one if you want to. And I'm gonna go over and punch those holes and secure my rivets. And then I'll do the exact same thing on the other exterior side. All right, so your front and your back are complete. Doesn't that look good? Oh my, I like it. You know, the other hardware that would look good with this, and I should have thought about it, but I decided to go with gold, is the antique brass. Would look really good with this as well. All right, so I'm gonna set those aside, and I'm grabbing my exterior gusset. Oh, you know what? I need that. I need to put that handmade tag on somewhere. Let me do that too. I'll do that in a second. But our exterior gusset and center on both ends. And then we're going to attach our square rings right in the middle. And it really depends. I think she tells you. She didn't really tell you, but I'm gonna push it up just a little. Mine were a little bit on the long side. And I am going to do that on both ends. And just base those in place. I probably need to check my bobbin here. It should be okay. I started with the new bobbin. And then we're going to take our exterior, what is this called? Exterior gusset end, and we're going to lay that right on top and sew that with the seam allowance in the pattern. Just make sure you're not going to run over your D-ring or square ring. I love this way of doing this. And then we're gonna fold that up with the seam allowance going down. And then we will add a another rivet. We're just going to top stitch this though. Okay, so that's what you should have. We'll do that on both ends. I love it. Yep. And then I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put that handmade tag. Okay, one more. And it's the wider end that goes here, by the way, in case you weren't sure. Okay, flip that over and top stitch. So I am going to put another rivet there. This is, I think this is optional, but I think she has you put a rivet. Let me see something. Let me see where I put those. Oh, I did. I put it right here. I'm not doing that. I'm going to put it right there. And right there. I'm living on the excuse me. I'm living on the edge. Okay, I'll go put those in and then I'll come back. And then we'll put our purse feet on. All right, so there's my gussets with my rivets. I like it, I like it. Really decorative. If you don't have rivets, just do another row of stitching there, or even a couple, just to secure it. That's gonna hold your crossbody strap. The other thing I did was find my center on my gusset and the center on my Decaville Heavy, and I just put that centered on the bottom. And now I am just gonna mark, and I think she tells you, yeah. Let me get a bigger ruler. Oops, sorry. So she tells you to measure in 2 inches in and 1 inch down. You can certainly do whatever works for you. If you're used to putting purse feet in, put them where you normally would. And then I am going to put one in the middle. Let me see what I got here. Okay. So that's where I'm going to put them. But before I do that, I'm going to add my handmade tag, and I'm going to add it. I'm trying to decide. I'm thinking as I talk. I think I'm going to add it right here. I think it'll be fine. So I already measured. Not really measured, but I put that in there to determine which holes it goes in, and it goes in the second one from the end on both sides. So what I'm going to do right now is find my center here. And then I'll just mark my center. Let me see. Okay. So I'm just going to place that over the middle over my center. And I'm just marking 2 marks. And then I'll get my X-Acto knife. I don't use these very often, but they're very nice. Let's see how we did. Oh, that looks pretty good. Because I don't use gold very often, I thought, oh my gosh, I gotta use it. I'm using gold hardware. All right, now I'm gonna get, because there's nothing on here except for, let me put this, well, here, let me see. There's nothing on here except for vinyl. I'm gonna just put a piece of Decaville Heavy on here. There's a little split there. Let me see. I gotta put this away. I'm gonna hurt myself one day with that, and that will be disastrous. So now I'm just gonna put that on there, just like that, and then I'll put my washer. I don't know if these will bend easily or not. I'm gonna push them out. Oh, no, they won't. Where's my hammer? I don't know what I did with my, oh, here it is. My hammer. Just like that. And then I have these pieces of foam or Peltex. I'm just gonna put a piece of Peltex over that and a little double-sided tape just to protect that from my lining. That's all that's doing. You could glue this or use double-sided tape or put a piece of gray tape if you wanted to. All right, so that's all that is. Cute. I like it. All right, so now let's add our purse feet. I marked them already. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm so sorry. So I marked them where I want them, and she gives you how to do that in the pattern where she thinks they look good. Like I said, you do what works for you. I'm just gonna add a little hole there for each one with my X-Acto knife. And these purse feet, not all purse feet come with a little washer. These happen to. So I'm gonna use them. If you don't have them, you don't need to use them. Okay, let's just put them in. It can sometimes be a challenge getting them in where you put your little hole, so it helps to put it through this way first. Just a little trick. Because I don't like to make my holes very big. So sometimes they can be hard to find, which I'm okay with. It depends on your material, how well you can see them. Okay, the other thing I do is twist it. Twist them so I know that they're up as far as they'll go. And then I'll use my stiletto to try and spread this. Oh, I cut my fingernails way too short. I can't grab a hold of anything. Very bad. So I'm just putting that washer over it, and then I'm gonna pry it open with my stiletto and fold it open like that. Like I said, if yours didn't come with washers, it's not, I mean, most of the ones I've used don't come with washers. So as long as you secure them, they probably are gonna be fine without a washer. If you guys have another way to open these little prongs, I'd love to hear it. Because if I don't use my stiletto, it just ruins, it chips my nails. Very annoying. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is, man, that is just long enough. I'm gonna put that there with some double-sided tape. To protect the bottom of my bag. Again, you could use glue, you could use, and I often will use gray tape. But I have all these extra little pieces of foam that I need to use. So I'm just gonna stick those on there. And that'll be a good protection. And I'm just turning those so they're underneath my foam. All right, there you go. So there's your purse feet. They're pretty even. All right, let's move. What does she have for the next step? All right, so the next is our interior zipper pocket, and it's exactly the same as your outside, except you're doing it on the inside. She gives you measurements on where to put it. It seems fairly low, I will give that to you, but I think it's done on purpose. So I'm just gonna stitch around my box. And then once again, we will cut down the middle of that and cut our corners out. And this time I can actually go press it because this is all cotton. So I will do that. Once I turn it. If you haven't tried the cotton, this is the cotton canvas from Hawthorne Threads. It is very quality fabric, I think, personally. It's heavy. It's this cotton quilting is not lightweight. All right, I'm gonna go and press that through, and I'll be right back. All right, so it's the exact same process. We're gonna put our zipper underneath. I'm gonna take the top off first. And get that on there pretty good. And then I'll take the bottom off. And again, just get that on there pretty even. Make sure your zipper pulls in, and we'll stitch around the box. This time, I don't really care about pulling the threads, but if you do, then I would do that for sure. Make sure your zipper pocket is down and out of your way. And then we are going to close that the same way. I'm trying to remember how we birthed this bag. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking. But yeah, we close that all the way around. All right, I gotta go check on some dinner. Okay, so we did close that interior zipper pocket off, we closed it off, and I'm just going to clip my sides here just a little. You probably don't even need to do that because they're not near the seam, but there we go. So there's your interior zipper pocket. It's a good size. All right, what's next? Okay, the lining slit pocket. I'm not really sure I have enough for a lining slit pocket. This will probably work. I don't think it's quite wide enough. Let me just look here. I didn't have quite enough of this fabric. Yeah, it's not quite wide enough. Is it wide enough this way? Yeah. Let me go find another piece of fabric that would coordinate with this because I do want a slip pocket in there, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm just going to use a piece of waterproof canvas that coordinates. Isn't that pretty? All right, I'm gonna sew across the top, and then I'm gonna have to trim it down because it's too wide or too tall. And it's going to go into the seam on the side, but it is not going to go in the seam on the bottom. So I am going to just sew across the bottom, and that'll make a tube, and we'll just turn it right side out. Trim that up. You know, when you don't have enough fabric, I'm trying to use all the fabric I have before I buy more, which I'm doing okay at that. Am I doing perfect at it? No, but I'm doing much better than I thought I would. I think all you fellow sewists know exactly what I mean. Okay, so now let's just turn that right side out, and I'm going to go over and stitch that. Iron it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just left a little lip there, and I'm just going to stitch in the ditch. Actually, I'm not. I'm just going to sew an 1/8 inch above that. Sometimes stitching in the ditch with the industrial it's very hard to get it to look decent. And so when you stitch just above it, it looks pretty good. All right, take your other lining panel. And I didn't do very good at my interfacing. Yeah, not too bad really. Okay, and then we're going to lay that across. These are going to be pretty deep, and that's okay. And then we are going to sew it across the bottom. And she tells you where to put this, by the way. stitching the sides too. So what this ends up being is, let me just see something. Yeah, it's a little deep for a pin pocket. I made it too big, but that's okay. I'm just going to divide it in half. And I'm going to go over one stitch and come right back down. It's too deep for a pen pocket. The pen would just get lost in there. So it doesn't make any sense to do that. All right, I'm just going to cut off my excess that is on the side here, which is not much. And then we're about ready to put this together, I think. Oh, we're going to do the top zipper. Okay, let's get that. I don't have a bigger zipper pull. That's okay. I don't need it. This will be fine. All right, you want a zipper. I mean, she tells you what the length is in the pattern. It's not a really long zipper, which is really kind of nice. Let me put my zipper pull over here on real quick. That zipper jig that I got from Lauren, it's working beautifully. All right, so now we're on the top of our zipper up here. We are gonna fold that down, and I like to just measure. I don't know if she tells you. Excuse me just a second. I don't think she tells you, but I'm gonna just do, I'm surprised she doesn't tell you. Yeah. I just measured down 3/4 of an inch. Ow. I'm okay. That's what I say to my husband when he hears me say, ow. I'm okay. All right, now I'm gonna just pin that in place, and we will stitch on the sides where you can't see it. We're folding our zipper down. This is kind of tedious, but I really do like the result. So, and then we're just going to stitch on the sides so it stays where we want it to. Let's do the other side. Man, I did a terrible job of that. Hold on a second. Yeah, see that? I don't like it. I don't like it. I want to pick that out. I know you will see how this is folded over, and I don't like how that looks. I know, I'm kind of picky. Okay, this won't take but a second. All right, let's fold that over a little better, Barb. Much better. I don't know what I was doing. Okay. Better, better, better. I'm gonna have to sharpen these scissors or something. They've got a little catch on them. Okay, much better. All right, so you see how that looks? It's pretty even. All right, now we need to grab, she gives you great instructions for this, by the way. I don't know why I did zipper tabs. You don't need zipper tabs. Maybe I was supposed to put them on something else. I don't know. I don't think so. All right. I'm just cleaning these up a little. Sometimes I use my heat press, and sometimes when you use your heat press, it moves things. I don't know. Mine does. All right, now on all of these, we are going to fold one side in a 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to line them up and put a piece of double-sided tape on the ends. And fold that over a 1/4 of an inch. Really, she tells you to measure down a 1/2 inch and fold it there. I'm just going to guesstimate. Just as long as they're even is all that really matters. Okay, it's beautiful. All right, we don't need those zipper tabs. No idea what I was thinking. All right, so with your zipper, we're gonna take one. Let me get these out of the way. And 1/2 inch, this is the folded edge on the right side up. We're gonna lay our zipper about 1/2 inch from the end. And I need to clip off my zipper, my little tabs. So that I have a straight edge there. Okay. So about 1/2 inch in, and we are just gonna lay that right across our zipper. And then we're gonna lay another one, and actually I'm gonna use double-sided tape. I'm using 1/8 inch double-sided tape. It helps keep it out of my seam allowance, my stitching. that on there. Right out a 1/2 inch from the edge. And honestly, you could base this in place if you didn't want to use tape. Now I'm going to add another piece of tape. Let me know, you guys, if you use a lot of double-sided tape. I'm very curious. And then we're going to lay another piece with the folded in on the same side as the right on top of that. And I'm going to move my zipper down here, but I'm going to clip it so it doesn't come apart. So sandwiching our zippers right sides together. And the thing you want to make sure is that you're even on this side, and then we're going to sew that together. What's our seam allowance? Yeah, okay. I'm going to start on this end where the end of the zipper is. And we're sewing up. And then we're going to sew down our zipper. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. I do like it how she does this. It's a little different than some of these other types. I'm just going to clip my corners there. And turn that right side out. And I will go iron this since it's all cotton. Man, I love this fabric. I might have to, I'm not saying it. I was going to say I might have to get more. I can't. I got some others in there. But this one in particular is very pretty. Okay, so we'll top stitch that. Let me see if that's what she wants you to do next. Or do she wants you to do the other side first? Yeah. Go ahead and top stitch. And I'm going to base this in place too. I'm going to go all the way around. Cute. So that's what you have so far. We got half of it done. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with this side. I'll do that on fast forward. All right, so there's your zipper gusset. Find your centers on both sides. Take your zipper panel or your inside lining piece that has the zipper pocket, and we're going to line those up together. Across the top. Your zipper panel is facing up, and so is your lining piece. Okay. And then take piece H, find the center, and lay one of those right sides down. And you can base these in place if you want to. I'm just doing them all together. And I forget what the seam allowance is. Okay. It's not a big seam allowance. I gotta check my bobbin here in just a second. I really like how some of the outside, it ends up on the inside of the bag. So I really like that. Okay, so there you have what you have so far. I love it. Now we do a top stitching. I'm going to remind myself. Sorry. Okay, so yeah. Wait a second. Let me read this. Or let me read through this just a second. Okay. So here's our top panel. Here's our zipper. We're flipping that up with the seam allowance that we just made going down, and we're gonna top stitch that. Okay. I love that. Okay. Now we're going to repeat that on the other side. So let me grab my back, my interior lining. I got to cut my centers. Just doing them on the bottom and the top. Okay. Right sides up. Centered. And then add your top lining piece. And then we're going to sew that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. And do the same thing, fold the seam allowance down. And top stitch. like that. The seam allowance is going down. There are actually two ways you could do this. I like it this way because I'll show you, it makes the zipper pocket pop up a little bit. I'll show you. All right, so you see how that zipper panel is kind of popping up? If we had done it the other way with this down and top stitched here on top, the zipper panel would be down in. I personally like it up. It's easier to access. It's just my preference. All right, so that's what we have so far, and I think we're ready to put the gusset on. Okay. In the pattern, she shows you how to make a zipper end. I'm going to use a gold metal zipper end, but I'm not going to put it on until the end. So now find your centers on the top of your lining gusset and in the center. And we are going to start on the bottom. This is not unlike any other zipper gusset. Let me get my Wonder clips for this. I am gonna leave, well, I say that, I'm gonna leave a turning hole, but I gotta think that through. I don't remember, I didn't read ahead on this pattern. All right, now bring it just to the top. And if you need to clip any corners, do it on your gusset, not on your main panel lining. I don't know if we're going to have to do it. I don't think so, actually. The lining is obviously not. No, we're not going to have to. It's not as critical. I don't usually worry too much about the lining. Now, if it's way off, I'll clip it. But if it's just a little off, I don't worry about it, actually. So clip that all the way around. And then we're going to do the seam allowance in the pattern. She has a generous seam allowance, which is fantastic for this. You know what? Let me check and see if she makes it bigger as we go down. Let me check that. Okay, so that's what you have. Let me put just a few more here. Let me check. I'll be right back. Okay. She does have you leave a 6-inch opening. I'm leaving a bigger opening like I always do, but I leave it on the zipper side. Now, we didn't leave our zipper pocket open. I may open that up, or I may just top stitch the bottom of this. It's so deep down in there, I'm not sure you're really going to see it. So, oh dear, I didn't check my bobbin. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's it. How's that for just checking? I have another full bobbin ready to go, which would be great because then I can finish the bag with it. Wow, that was very close. I won that time. I bobbin. Or all right. Excellent. All right, no, she doesn't have you ease it into a bigger seam allowance. We're just going to do the seam allowance in the pattern. Okay. So I finished the inside, and I did trim my seams except for at the top here, because when I go to put it together, I am going to flatten those out. So I left about 1.5 inches on all 4 top sides, but I trimmed everything else. So there is my lining, and there is your zipper panel sticking up. I really like that. All right, we're gonna set that aside for just a minute, and we're gonna do the same thing with the outside gusset and front and back panels. Okay, so I've got this one clipped already. And this one you want to be fairly precise on your corners. You want to avoid any, you know, any little, oh my gosh, what am I thinking? You know what I mean? Any little seams on the corners. I just really don't want those. Let me see. I forget what she wants for the. Let me see what she wants for this seam allowance. I didn't check that. Let me see. I kind of moved ahead without doing this, so let me see what she says. Oh yeah. It's the same as you did for the lining. Okay, good. Good to know. So we just want to be careful of our D-rings or square rings. I'll do on this one fast forward. And I will go around both outside gusset seams twice. Okay, so the inside and the outside are completed. Now we just need to put them together, and then we will be done. So the inside, or the outside goes inside the inside. And I want my zipper pocket on the inside to be in the back. So I'm kind of stuffing that in. My zipper pocket on the outside is in the front. Let me pull you over here so you can see what I'm doing. So I have my side gusset seams that I am flattening out. So that it decreases the bulk in those seams if you flatten them out. And then I'm gonna stuff my handles in there and put my centers here together. I'm trying to decide which way I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it from the inside. So that needs to be inside, yeah. Okay. So my clips need to be flat on the outside. And really, depending on the material you use, this could be a domestic friendly. I mean, if you did it in all cotton, it would definitely be domestic friendly. You know, usually with your domestic machines, if you use any kind of vinyl, if it's any kind of thickness, it makes it a challenge, I think, personally. It really also, though, depends on your machine. I think my 790 would probably have a bit of a challenge on this one anyway. The thickness would be just too much. Oh, I need a little thicker. That's not gonna do it. Some of these clips open wider than others. It's kind of funny. All right, I think that we just do around the top at a different seam allowance, so just pay attention to that. So I'm going to finish clipping, and then I'll move you over and we'll sew around the top and turn the bag. All right, let's turn the bag. Not going to be too bad, I don't think. No, not at all. And she does just have you top stitch this close. I normally probably wouldn't do that, but this bag is so deep, you're not gonna see it. So I am gonna do that. And then we're gonna top stitch the top put our zipper end on, and then we will be done. Okay, let's just close that up. I haven't done this part in a long time. I've always closed it through the pocket. It's okay. This is much easier to do. On a bag that you could see the bottom, I wouldn't do it. I would always do it the other way that I always do the pocket, through the zipper pocket. All right, let's put this inside and just do a grab top stitching. I'm gonna close my zipper a little. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move you over so you can see what I'm doing. All right, I don't know if you saw that, but I dropped you in the trash can. I'm so sorry. Okay, so clip it all the way around and just make it look as neat as you can, because we're gonna top stitch that. And I am gonna have to do some pressing on my sides. I can tell that already. On my corners. And take your time to get this, your seams out, roll them out. It'll be worth it in the end. Your handles are not going to be top stitched here. They need to remain free. So I'm going to do this on fast forward because this is a very tedious process. Like I said, it's worth it. This is just one of those key fob clamps. I use this all the time on pressing my corners. It works fantastic. I have not been opposed to hammering things as well, but this works so well that I usually don't use anything else. You have to be careful with a hammer because you could actually hurt your fabric. This, oh gosh, it works great. It just flattens those corners enough to make a difference. All right, we're gonna top stitch. I'll do that on fast forward, but I wanted to come in and show you. Again, this is just a key fob press, hand press. I've had this 15 years probably. All right, I think I didn't get that recorded. It's just like any other topping, sewing the top of a bag. I'm so sorry, I don't know what happened there. It really, a couple things to note, make sure when you're doing the top stitching that your D-rings stay out of the way. And make sure that your handles aren't in the top stitching. And just go slow. This fabric in particular is very nice to sew with. It's soft, it's a little on the soft side, so that helps. All right, I'm gonna put the zipper end on. Let me see. Just seeing how well that matched. It matches pretty good. I don't use zipper ends very often. You know, you really could use them fairly often. We do a lot of this kind of thing. Okay, so here's my zipper end. I'm gonna close my zipper. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Now you can cut your zipper. I don't think I want to. I'm just gonna fold it in like that. And then I'm gonna put my zipper and let's see if I have any stitches there. And get that as tight as you can on the end there before you put your zipper end on. And it'll go on pretty easily, actually. Okay. Now we're just going to put our screw in there. On this side, it's a little hard to get to. Let's see how we do here. Yeah, I need to do a little hand tightening there. Let me see what we got. I don't know if that'll work or not. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's put our strap on. go. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. 2 big deep pockets, a nice zipper pocket in front, the rivets here, the handmade tag, your strap connectors there with your gold hardware. I'll clean those up. 2 again, big deep pockets, your rivets. The zipper gusset sits up, which is nice because you don't have to dig for it. I like that. 2 big deep slip pockets. And then another big zipper pocket. And really the depth of this is pretty good. Look at that. You could put a couple water bottles in there, your wallet, your Jordan pouch, your sunglass case. Lots of stuff will fit in there. There you go. I'll go put it on and have my husband take a little video. Hi, this is Barbie with Jeannie's Designs, and on today's video, we made the Martini crossover by Sew Yours. Melissa has graciously allowed me to do all her patterns. But in the front, it has 2 large slip pockets. And on the back, it has 2 more large slip pockets and a large zipper pocket. Lots of pockets. 2 handles, a zipper gusset, and then 2 large slip pockets on the inside and another zipper pocket on the inside. But you can see how large it is. You could easily fit 2 water bottles, your wallet, your eyeglass case, a Jordan pouch, anything you really want. You can carry it with the handles like this, or you can make the adjustable strap, a shoulder strap, or the crossbody strap. So this is a basket weave pecan vinyl, and then it's got cotton twill on the inside. So thanks for watching. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and comment. Bye-bye.